it's okay to have consensual sexual relations between humans and animals. You know, we need to know how deep and far this penetration has been.
I'm going to answer in emoji.
I've never voted Liberal in my life.
I'm not as pretty as Julia Gillard, obviously.
What are my rights under the new Australian Workplace Agreement, Shrek?
I'll protect you, Fiona. I'll protect you. It's unlawful, Fiona.
The Labor government has had 9 years in opposition to prepare for the day that it would be in government, so there's no excuse.
We love Catherine. She is our candidate. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go. She's our candidate.
You can't put peg on a lipstick and, pretend it's the homecoming queen.
I'm disgusted in you.
Thank you, Senator Senator Henderson.
Let me introduce my alter ego, Tina Lena Turner, and this is worth a fair bit of cash.
Well, can I pin you down on that?
I know what you're wanting to pin me down on.
People do have a right to be bigots, you know.
Wow. Wow. Next question. See ya.
If you want the dole for life, free marijuana, vote Green.
So commit suicide, Tony Abbott. You know?
Let's face it, I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person. Who cares about me?
Goodbye, Bronwyn. Goodbye, bye-bye.
Shut up, Kevin. And
Bill Shorten is definitely going to win, and you can trust me.
The Prime Minister's away, so we'll invade New Zealand.
You are rednecks! Yeah! Bottom-dwelling, mud-sucking creatures. For which the only form of control is a version of herpes.
Toilet paper going, what are they doing? I've worked out that they're going to wet themselves, wrap it round them, walk down Martin Place or get on a train. No one will go near them. They won't catch anything, not even a movie, because they look like they belong in a psych ward.
Also has a perfectly adequate sized penis.
Lovely. That's lovely.
Well, I couldn't have bent over further for the crossbenchers. I come from the front, not from the back. And
where are the nuts?
See you next Tuesday.
We didn't need it, but as our requirements change...
Who was the Prime Minister before Malcolm Turnbull?
Tony Abbott was.
Hey! I wish I could be with you to share a Guinness or 2 or 3.
Look, I'm going to shirt front, Mr. Putin. You bet you are. You bet I am.
He's dancing and dancing and dancing.
You're not saying anything, Tony.
This is the one day of the year when it's good to be green.
If you want to put a price on carbon, why not just do it with a simple tax? Why not ask motorists to pay more? Why not ask electricity consumers to pay more? And then at the end of the year you can take your invoices to the tax office and get a rebate of the carbon tax you've paid. It would be burdensome. All taxes are burdensome, but it would certainly change the price of carbon, raise the price of carbon, without increasing in any way the overall tax burden. This was a very, very big fire. Yep, all good. Are you suggesting to me that when it comes from Julia, no doesn't mean no? She said no repeatedly, and when she said no, I thought she meant no. There is one rule for us and another rule for them.
And I want to say publicly, thank you to the ABC. Thank you to the ABC. The Australian people will conclude he's an even bigger spiv than Donald Trump.
To elaborate on the policy today.
Good, thank you. I think I'll slip over. Good, well...
Taking backhanders 4 years and we're going to stop it.
What is the difference between going into a shopping centre...
Are you pulling my leg?
Well, what is the difference between going into a...
I do not come.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, it's great to see you.
Thank you and your delicious wife for your warm welcome.
I'm a strong leader. I'm not going to comment on the gentleman you described, referred to. But
How do you do? Good. Who are you? I'm doing a bit of conducting on the train.
Here you go.
Oh, yes,
I am an alien working with the Illuminati to undermine Western civilization.
Not the fake polls. Not the fake polls. They're the ones we're not winning in. We're winning in the real polls.
Jongwa Runman Zanchi Lai. Adalia Runman Zanchi Lai.
Well, I presume you weren't smoking a joint before you came on tonight.
No, well, no. Look, actually,
You're scaring children, and you're a coward, and you're a grub.
That also just made me cringe.
Make them a curry and take it around if they need one. And not everyone has to get on the bus for the bus to leave the station. But it is important the bus leaves the station, and we all agree on that. But here we are. Thank you, Bill Shorten.
Very nice, very nice.
I want young women in particular, but women, men.
You vote for me, you'll get me. Barre, I hope I've pronounced that correct. I might need some help with that. I'm not quite sure what that is, to be honest, but B-A-R-R-E.
We put JobKeeper in place because we put the cash flu boost in place.
Calling Morrison a liar is not a slur, it is truth.
I wonder how loud former Prime Minister Gillard screamed, drinking from the chalice of blood.
Hashtag Scotty from marketing, hashtag Scotty the gaslighter, hashtag Scotty does nothing.
Hey Scabby, gay boy, gay boy, gay boy, Scabby. I hope you brought your knee pads. You're going to be sucking off those dogs all day.
Fact, you're a bunch of misogynistic toe rags.
You effing maggot, what are you taking a photo of me for, you piece of expletive? You effing coward, I'd effing take you to school, you effing piece of expletive. You effing piece of expletive, you're going to have a heart attack. You effing dog, you effing grub, you're lower than a pedophile, you effing grub, you effing slut.
So nice to be in front of the cameras where I can smile and maybe show a different side. Presumably there'd be two songs played, one in favour of gay marriage and one against gay marriage. I don't support the establishment of big nuclear facilities here at all. I'm opposed to it.
Well, look, I don't want to be offensive to South Australians, but why would you want to go there? Why would you want to go there? You can have all your mates round to home and get on the beers.
Well, who was suggesting that?
Federation.
Well, were they?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, were they?
But the truth is, I'm tired. Extremely tired. In fact, I'm exhausted.
This is an important message to keep Aboriginal people safe.
And this message a proper important one to keep everybody safe one.
People are acting like jerks, drongos, and bloody idiots. Look, they're a pack of drongos. Idiots. Morons. Absolute cretins. And I could use worse language than that.
You'll have a blast.
Have fun cleaning the place. Look how
There'll be freaking people coming. There's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with going for a run. There's nothing wrong with going for a run and having a kebab. but
take what the young people call a chill pill.
My precious. My precious.
I sing like a cow.
Now, it might be easy for you to sit and 7:30 report land and say that was easy to do. Let me tell you, mate, it wasn't. A bunch of Nazis, big problem with, my Jewish neighbours disappearing into concentration camps. It's nothing like having a bit of somebody else in you.
There's fucking language.
Be very good and get ready to die.
That's the reason sometimes I'm feeling under.
That's the reason sometimes I'm feeling down.
There's no wonder sometimes I'm feeling under.
Gotta keep my faith alive till love is found.
I found 100,000 mouse pads. 100,000 mouse pads, Mr. Speaker.
Whether the final blow comes from flesh-eating zombies, demonic hell beasts, or from the total triumph of K-pop. If you know one thing about me, it is this. I will always fight for you to the very end.
Apart from yourself, has anyone ever called you a ranger?
I don't think any of my friends actually just ring me up and go, hey, ranger, or anything like that.
She said what?
Mr Morrison needs to make sure that he doesn't look like he's just a simp.
And, you know, whatever Australia and...
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Today, Labor will give the victims some robo-justice.
Reporting at work every year. Now Olympian, Games champion, Steve wanting...
My dog's naked all the time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's... I mean, I love my dog.
Since the car can't drive very far, we'll move the garage to the car.
What's your favourite type of lettuce?
I actually like iceberg.
Do you do a lot of salads?
Yes, I like, well, not salad, I like lettuce. Yeah, lettuce.
Fantastic.
Carrots.
Oh, you're every mother's joy.
I don't want to shoot anyone. I don't want to marry anyone. No. What was that one? No. Did you know, Barry, for example, that we're handing back bigger tax refunds to 10 million Australians than the government's currently offering?
Cost is entirely fallacious, and I'll just give you one brief example. The cost of putting solar panels, I'm not quite sure what Simon's doing there. Is he okay?
The Prime Minister has repeatedly called the opposition leader he. Members should be addressed by their correct title.
I wasn't aware he was a they. Anything's possible.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no. As Deputy Prime Minister, you get to do a lot of things that you don't particularly want to do. Hold the front page. Albo likes a beer after work.
I want to fight you. I want to fight everything you've come to represent. How do you feel about you Port Howard's policy?
I don't want the press conference to go on for too long. Who knows what I could say.
Hang on, you haven't got the orange on. Hang on.
It's not like we won the...
Quiet, Anthony Albanese.
DJ Sexy Elbow.
I remember when I was in England, we were preparing some young English boys. They're from very...
The final solution to the immigration problem, of course, is a popular vote.
Are you aware she's got a 12-year-old daughter?
What relevance does that have?
Well, how this will play out personally for Senator Hanson-Young.
What will play out? How will it play out?
Well, the sorts of comments that you've made about her and her private life.
Which comments do you think will play out in that context?
Obviously, I'm not going to repeat them because they're highly offensive, both to Senator Hanson-Young and a lot of the listening audience.
But do you admit that calling her a bitch was wrong?
Oh, no.
So you're not apologising?
No.
Oh, my
God. What I am, all men are responsible for sexual assault.
We're bringing in people from South Africa at the moment. There's a huge amount coming into Australia who have disease. They've got AIDS. Chat, is this Prime Minister serious? Even though he's the Prime Minister of Australia, sometimes it feels like he's the CEO of Ohio.
And then I'll be sitting there, I'll get in my pyjamas, realise I have to go to the toilet, and then I'll have nothing to wipe my little... Well, you know what I mean. My cheeks were still hurting the next day. You know, to me, it obviously involves terrorism. You can be a Sharia law supporter and be half pregnant at the same time.
What are you talking about?
You have the Chinese in one place, you have the bloody Muslims in one place, the Indians are taking over suburbs.
You know, I've had to lock my door on numerous occasions with female staff trying to get at me and take advantage of me.
I'm a Martian astronaut, Mr. Acting Speaker, I can assure you. Every 4 days in this country, a farmer commits suicide.
And I have and know people, and particularly farmers' sons.
Oh, look, please.
No, I'm
not going to answer your question.
Are you going to ignore me now?
That's correct.
I think I've got at least one Semitic in the family tree somewhere. Got nothing to do with that. You know, I'm not into men, you know. The pictures of Sheila's there.
We'll thrash and lash them. We'll bash and mash them.
Why aren't we on ethanol? I said, that is not a knife, my friend. That is my letter opener. Right. This is my letter opener. Don't keep interrupting me. Don't keep interrupting me. Do you hear me? Don't keep interrupting me.
an orgiastic pagan ritual denigrating Christianity. Treasurer, didn't Christians abolish slavery, create from a brutal imperium, Pax Romana, from the Dark Ages, the Renaissance? Didn't communism murder 78 million people? Didn't Christian Gorbachev, the Pope, and Charlie Wilson's Christians abolish communism? Didn't pagan rituals sacrifice children to the tree and crocodile gods? Do such rituals still live on?
Boys will be boys and girls will be boys. And if you try and stop that, I think you're being naive and stupid. You know, I mean, let there be 1,000 blossoms bloom as far as I'm concerned. You know, but I ain't spending any time on it.
And I couple this shit all the time and I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. Kevin Rudd goes to a strip joint. We're buying shit that comes in from Vietnam. I can't. I just think they're so hilarious. I really do.
Senator Hanson.
I'm quite happy to remove this. Actually, it's not my drone. It's not my plane. It's James's drone. As it's James's plane. The plane. No, now it's the drone. I will not retract what I've told Senator Faruqi.
If you are seeing me now, it means I have been murdered.
A teacher teaching kids how to strap on a dildo. Teachers telling kids how to masturbate. Squat toilets? Right, you got to squat to use them. So anyway, it's totally confusing. They sat me behind a bookshelf in my classroom because they didn't know what to do with me and banned me from everything.
I might be 64, Paul, but I tell you what, I'm not that desperate. Really, honestly.
Not happening. Not interested in halal, thank you. Not interested in it. I don't believe in halal certification. And Doug Cameron, Senator Cameron, I should say, was caught dancing down the corridors with his air tambourine, singing "Oh Happy Days." The sum is 50 plus 50 minus 25 multiplied by 0 plus 2 plus 2. What's your answer? Mum found a special Catholic school that takes kids with problems, and they included me.
Pauline, it's good to catch up with you again after all these years.
Yeah, I think it is great too, and I really appreciate you coming to my office and saying hello. And my family, my close friends say to me, "It never stops with you, does it? It's always one thing after another." I would say, don't go to America.
Thank you.
I think I've said enough.
You probably have.